All right. Welcome back. This is week four. Okay, this is week four for the losing weight project, and we'll go ahead and get into it. Goal is to keep this under 10 minutes. So let's see if we can do that. All right. As you can see, I don't know if you notice or if you've actually seen any of my other videos, but you might notice Excel looks a little bit different. What I had actually done is I'm going to get off Microsoft 365, and what I did is download Office Libre, and this is the Office Libre calc um, spreadsheet, which is almost the same thing, and it's free. So if you don't want to pay for an Office product, or you don't like Microsoft, or it's um, privacy or any of that stuff, hey, try Office Libre. But anyway, let's get into it. So it just completed the fourth week, and that's what we got right here. Okay. I ended up last week at 236.7. Ended up basically I weighed myself today 236.1. So I haven't really lost any weight. 5 pounds or basically plus or minus 5 pounds. Like it's statistically it's almost nothing. The average weight last week was 237.1. Average weight this week is 236.81. So it's a little bit down, but between the food that I'm eating and the exercise that I'm doing and the amount I sit on my ass staring at a computer all day long at work, I got to tighten the screws up just a little bit more. And I'll explain that here in a little bit. The body fat percentage, don't really like how they measure it, but statistically it's basically no change. Total calories burned, let's see, last week I was at 2,911 on average calories burned. This week I kind of hit my goal because I said I wanted to do 36 or 3250, and I got 3346. So it's an improvement, just not enough to push the needle and to get me to lose weight or more weight. Between 1 and 2 pounds is kind of what I'm shooting for. So I'm going to try to bump up the average to about 350, and we'll see how that goes. The number of steps right here in this column, last week I averaged 5,346. This week, because I tried to do a little more treadmill stuff and a little bit of walking around, things like that, average was 7291. So again, I hit my goal. I think last week I wanted to do 6,000. I probably should just bump this up to go ahead and do that now. 7,500, because I already did 7,250. So between the walking, burning the extra calories, hopefully I'm not going to eat more than what I did, but hopefully that'll begin to push the needle a little bit more. Readiness, both the readiness and the sleep score is from the Aura Ring right here, if you can see it. My sleep score was just a little bit lower, but basically the same. I'm sleeping pretty good. Anything in the 70s is actually pretty good for me. 80s, that's a rock star for me. Readiness was actually a little bit higher, and I think that's because my sleep was a little bit more consistent. So my HRV has been consistently a little bit higher, and resting heart rate pretty consistently a little bit lower. I'm usually 48, 49. If I have a good night's sleep and don't drink alcohol or anything like that, so all that combined, kind of maybe have a better readiness score, and just got to work on that sleep. Sleep really affects it. Have noticed if I do I have a really active day and I really push it, like on some of these days where I'm hitting 3,500, 3,600, maybe 3,400 calories, because I do a bunch of small 20, 30, 40-minute workouts. I don't do like a long marathon or anything like that. But if I do push myself, I think sometimes that also hits my readiness score, which I guess makes sense because your body's physically tired, maybe needs a little bit more, more time to recover. And I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not in my 20s, so it takes me another day or so. Maybe if I was 100% retired and full time, working out, eating good, and doing all that stuff like a professional athlete, maybe that would be different. But I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. I did start. Let me see if I can get that a little bit bigger for y'all. Okay, yep, everything looks good. I did start recording some of my meals. Usually you have 2 to 3 meals a day, sometimes a snack. Um, I will get better. I put these in. Some of the stuff is marked in MyFitnessPal. I just haven't had time to plug everything in. But even going off this first day, uh, I guess. Well, the first day, let's see, 10, 11. I was less than 2,000 calories, and if you go over here where if I burn 3,600, but I only ate 2,000, that's a really big deficit. And I only want to get probably maybe 500 calories deficit, maybe not more than that. Um, shooting, if I'm trying to eat kind of a keto-ish, we'll say keto-ish, but if I'm trying to eat 1 ounce of protein per pound of my goal body weight. So if I want to weigh 190, try to eat 190 grams of protein. Even here, I didn't even hit it. So I'm going to do better. I'll probably fill this out. Well, next week I'm going to try to fill it out, but I'll probably start putting macronutrient percentages and maybe not ratio, but percentages. I would like to keep my carbs pretty low, at least in the wintertime, and then come summer, when it warms up and maybe I can get more sunlight and all that good stuff, I'll up the carbs a little bit. But even then, I want to almost always want to keep the carbs below 100 grams. But even like in the winter, if I was like an animal, whatnot, or a hunter gatherer, in the winter, not that many plants that grow. You may not have a lot of plants that grow edible food, so I kind of want to keep the carbs to a minimum. And even in the wintertime, I probably wouldn't even have problems with eating like a carnivore or something like that. But protein will kind of no, take that back. Carbs will kind of ebb and flow, be more lean in the winter, and then in summer I'll bump it up, and then probably the fat I'll manipulate also. The protein I'd like to be pretty consistent with about 190. So yeah, I have a lot to work on. These are just this is basically what I ate, but when I have things like, say, chicken soup, that's really hard to measure. If it was a chicken and chicken broth, and then I, made some vegetables and then I combined it, that'd be a lot easier to measure. But I usually don't cook dinner. My wife cooks dinner, and I just most 99% of 95, 90%, 95. Most of the time, I'll eat it, and I won't do my own thing. Lentil soup, again, I think that was leftovers because that was the first meal of the day, but it's kind of hard to measure. Potato and leek soup, kind of hard to measure. So I like eating meals that are easy to measure, even though it doesn't happen very often. When I do things like right here, 1 cup of ground beef, 1 cup of broccoli, it's easy. I just take a measuring cup, like I make a big batch of ground beef, make a big batch of broccoli or mixed vegetables, stuff like that, and I just have a 1 cup scooper, 1 cup of ground beef, 1 cup of broccoli, done and dusted. And to me, that's the easiest way to eat. Um, and I don't have to think that much. And that's kind of the diet I want. I want a diet that I don't have to think that much. If I was eating carnivore, I would have to think even less. I'd just eat a piece of meat and then I'm good. Um, but yeah, just continue to evolve, and I'll fill it out better next week. All right, workouts. This is some examples of the workouts that I do. I already hit 10 minutes. All right, we'll get this pretty quick. So Monday treadmill. I think I was at home, so I walked 45 minutes. Did the kettlebell circuit one, weights. Did delts, shoulders and chest, and then just kind of like a concept two skier. Tuesday weights. I just did legs, mostly with a kettlebell, lunges and stuff like that. Kettlebell circuit two, indoor walk run. Wednesday just treadmill. I just do something in the afternoon, so I couldn't work out. So I just have a treadmill at home, and I hit that for an hour. Thursday, back and arms for the weights, kettlebell circuit three, treadmill. I just walked for 15 minutes, rode for 5, and then this treadmill walk for 50 minutes. That was what I did in the middle of the day. Friday, I was at work, so I didn't really do anything. And when I came home, I was just tired, and I didn't work that day. Yesterday, treadmill, walked for 30 minutes, basically 30 minutes. Then I did weights, basically shoulders for 20 minutes. And then Sunday, again, a rest day. So if you want to see what those kettlebell workouts are, or kettlebell circuits are, circuit 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one right here, if you want to watch like a Joe Rogan kettlebell circuit, that's basically what this is. Kind of found this one, and it's pretty simple and easy. Just 10 kettlebell thrusters, 10 kettlebell swings. Do that every minute on a minute for 10 sets or 10 minutes. But you can pause it, look at it, and then kind of go from there. So 12 minutes, not too bad. I'll see if I can get a little bit quicker, or maybe less explanation, just hitting the statistics and stuff. But next week, upcoming week, I'm going to tighten the screws a little bit more, tighten up the diet, work out a little bit more, try to walk a little bit more, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can maybe hit, see if I was average weight. If I was 236, maybe I can hit 234, 235, and yeah, it'll be a more successful week. So, okay. See you next week, and that's a wrap.